Facing down Palace Hill to your left is the site of a rare survival of a group of medieval buildings. Tony Robinson and Channel 4's Time Team, in a programme broadcast in March 2001, came here to try to solve the mystery as to why this piece of land was known as Palace Field. The complex originated as a domestic courtyard-type house, and a few of this date survive in Northumberland. As you can see, large stretches of walling remain, and a significant depth of buried remains are present. Originally privately owned, the complex of buildings passed into the hands of the Priory, and it may have stood within the northeast corner of the monastic precinct. Apart from the Priory and St Mary's Church, this is the only significant medieval survival on the island. Following Henry VIII's dissolution of the monasteries between 1536 and 1541, these buildings served for a while as a food and armament centre for the forces of Elizabeth I. This group of buildings is known locally as the Palace. It's likely that the southern wall, which you're looking at, may be of earlier construction than the others, and probably formed part of the 15th century house called Harbottle Place. The earliest documentary reference to this site dates to the beginning of the 15th century, when the site was owned by John Jenkin, who sold it to John Harbottle of Berwick. The house became known as Harbottle Place, and may have led to it being called the Palace. After its much later acquisition by the Crown and the Priory in a 1560s survey made for Elizabeth I, being referred to as the Queen's Storehouse, there's reference to another house in the town called the Palace, which is the new brewhouse and bakehouse. The use of the site as a supply base does not seem to have persisted for very long. By 1596 the brewing vats are said to have been useless, and the buildings fell into ruin. A 1792 enclosure map labels the enclosure Palace, but shows only a single building at the northeast corner.